Hi, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today something a little bit different. So if you're getting to airsoft, you're probably going to be looking at getting an M4, AK, MP guns. This is something different, and this is something that's been on my radar for a little time. This is pretty awesome, and I hope you agree. It's a bit Marmite, to be honest with you. You either love this gun or you hate it, and let's have a look at it and see what you think. So this is the Umarex G3A3 battle rifle, made by Heckler & Koch, with no compromise. It's got to be good. So let's have a look inside the box. Let's have a look at the gun. Then we'll take it outside. We'll do some shooting, chrono it, have a look at those sort of things. Then I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to accessorize it a little bit, see what you think, and then we'll do a conclusion on the gun. So, no compromise, fantastic, love the box, officially licensed by Umarex. Box is fairly plain. You have got, just so you know what's on there, this side, nothing, and again, just a bit of information on the side. Let's get rid of these. If I look like I was struggling, it's because I was. And this is why. The G3A3.
This is a classic battle rifle, designed in 1940. It was adopted by the Western German Army in 1959. Until it was replaced by the G36 in 1997. The G3 was still used by sharpshooters in modern times. And is still used by over 40 countries today.
So let's go through the box quickly. You get an Allen key, flash hider. This is obviously for American, for you guys in America, or another place you have to have the tip. We don't, so grand. You've got the short stroke spring. Now this is so that the gun will fire quicker, but there are compromises. We'll go through that a bit later on. This is an Allen key so that you can take down the barrel. This is nothing to do with the hop. Some people have mentioned this is for the hop up. It's not. The hop up's really good on this gun. This is purely for the takedown. I have one of those anyway. But magazine is metal and it is heavy. This is a gas blowback gun, so you've got the nozzle on the bottom. That's a heavy magazine. I think that's everything we've got. And then you've got this. It might not look much, but by God it weighs a lot. Let's get rid of the box. Oh, this weird and strange thing that keeps appearing in all of my guns. I think it's a back scratcher. I'm not sure. Let me know. And there it is. Pretty amazing looking gun. I mean, come on, you either love it or hate it, but you can't hate it, can you? So this is originally, well, it's an older gun, as I mentioned before, and this would have taken the 746 by 52, which is this round here. Just put that in comparison. This is what the M4 would take, a modern 8 M4. This is your NATO round, and that's why the magazines are quite chunky, because obviously they need to be able to accommodate a round like this. I do it every time, I'm sorry. 50 caliber, you wouldn't want to get hit by that, would you? But this is airsoft, so okay, so let's have a look around the gun. And find a bit more about it. Let's take this off and let's lose this. Okay, so everything you see in the eau de green is polymer. It's a really high quality polymer. You can hear it. Really thick. There's no wobble. There's no movement on this gun. Excuse this ring. It's nothing on there at all. No shake. No wobble on that stock at all. So working on the back, you've got two holes on the back here. This is for the takedown. So when you take the gun down, you push these pins out, like so, and then you're able to disassemble the gun. And those would then sit into these holes. So you have a sling mount here. Again, this is a metal loop. Everything you see on this gun, which is black, is hard pressed. Hard pressed means that it is molded in one piece, so there is no movement, there's no give on anything. Makes the gun quite heavy. The gun is 102 centimeters long, which is 40 inches in other world. And it's 4 kilograms weight unloaded. It's a heavy old gun, and the magazine is quite heavy as well, so it puts quite a lot on there. Once it's all loaded, I guess it's even more. So you've got your fire select on the side here, which is safe, semi, and full auto. And you can hear the pretty definite click. I don't know why that's important, but you're definitely going to know when you've changed the your firing mode on there. Coming forward again, you've got the back end of the magazine release. Coming up to your high polymer body, you've got your metal outer barrel and then your flash hider. Sights on these ones, you have a drum sight. It's a 4 setting on the drum sight. Although on the Wii version, if you have a look at it, there's no difference between 1 and 4. Number 1 obviously is quite large. Number 4, 3 and 2 are exactly the same. Coming up to your front sight, which again is adaptable, and that's what the Allen key is for, so you can change it slightly. You've also got your charging handle. Charging handle is metal. I don't know that it's steel. It's more of a pot metal on there with a plastic cover. doing the HK slap on this, because it's a gas blowback, should be fine. But again, still be careful. When you get the versions on these of the AEG version, AEG meaning obviously it's battery, the slap isn't quite the same, and they recommend you don't do it too much. On the gas version, you do have to do it because obviously you need to. What they suggest again is that you bring it back and lock it back safely. But I know Heckler & Glock have got a lot to answer for in airsoft. Doesn't that look awesome? On here you've got your front sling mount. Now I've got this on here at the moment because I've had a few difficulties. I'll go through that in a minute, of being able to mount something on there. But let's have a look at the other side. So the other side, you've got, again, these are your pins coming in for your lockdown, which just push out, which we mentioned before. Fire select is ambidextrous, although you need to be able to move it across. You can see it is reactive to when you're moving it along. You've then got your magazine release, which is here, and you've also got your AK kind of style mag release underneath. You've got your ejection port coming up to your polymer body again, and then the same on that. This, obviously, once you open it up, then you can see inside and see once the gun's loaded. So again, I've seen a few videos, not many videos from this gun, talking about the safety on here, sorry, the magazine release being quite difficult to get in to engage with. If you look on here, now I have fairly long fingers. I can reach this. I know that some people say that it's difficult to just if you're loading the magazine up, I can release it, but I just have to bring my hand around a bit to be able to do so. I think realistically, if I'm going to use this gun, it's easier to use the paddle, and realistically I'm going to use this finger to be able to do so, because it's easier just to pull this back or push it forward and pull it out. That way I'm still engaging my hand, so I'm not moving my hand off. It's awesome. Look at the state of this thing. I thought it was going to be wider. I thought it was going to be bigger. For me, it's almost like a broomstick on a broomstick. It's very long and very narrow. I expected it to be chunkier, but it shoulders really well. The butt on there is polymer. It's not rubberized, but it still sits remarkably well, and it feels very comfortable when you're shouldering it. And to bring it up, it just locks into your shoulder. I mean, the design's great. I mean, obviously that's why they built it like this. Look at that. Underneath the grip, you have a metal plate, and this obviously locks it up into the gun. This is where in the AEG with the battery would be, sorry, the motor would be housed. You don't have that on here. It's quite a small grip. It's quite tender. It fits really well in your palm. The gun feels very heavy. I have a SAW 249, and that's quite a beast to wield. This is also quite heavy. It's I guess because all the metal on there, but it makes it feel like it's a real gun, and I like that. I enjoy that. It's what I want. And the reason I bought this is because it's got one hell of a kick on it. In fact, it's possibly one of the most realistic guns you can buy. It's probably a fairly realistic gun. Obviously not as much as the real gun, because that's going to really jolt you, and this is airsoft. But it's got a big heavy bolt inside there. So the magazine is a 30 round magazine. Some people have said that it's only 20 rounds. In fact, I read somewhere it's only 20 rounds. But I loaded it the other day by hand and I got 32 rounds in it. So I'm going to call it a 30 round. It is a metal magazine. It is heavy. You've got your gas and your outlet on the side there. And then you've got your filling port on the bottom. Let's have a look at how many rounds will go in this. What I've done is I've put the speed loader and I loaded it with 35 rounds. Let's see how many actually go in there. So that's fully loaded. Let's look what's left in this. So I have 3 rounds left. 3 BBs left, plus 1 in there, so it's taken 31 rounds. So, 30 round magazine. Magazine is, well, you've got the lips on the front there, obviously the BBs in the top. You've also got a switch which, when the BBs go in, comes down. That's one of the good things about this gun, is when the BBs then empty, this switch here comes up and then the gun will stop or lock open, so you know you finished firing. It's quite a nice little feature. You can disable this by using this switch on the top here, by pushing it forwards and back. That would then disable that. What's great, I mean fantastic, the fact that you can shoot your 30 rounds, once the last round is shot, the gun locks open, you know you finish firing your rounds. Brilliant. Loading this magazine is a little bit tricky and I still haven't mastered it, so let's see how we go with this. So I understand it's kind of like an AK style, but not. So what you do is you bring the magazine in, you bring it out straight, and then you knock it in. That couldn't have gone better. And that's in. How awesome does that look? I'm sorry, but this is an awesome gun. I like it. I like how heavy it is. I like the fact it looks so tactile and it's so... It's just... I just want to fire it. I just want to use it. It's a really gorgeous piece. I mean, it's just... This is a battle rifle. This is a proper... Just get involved. Just... I mean, it's heavy. It is heavy. You know, some people might like a polymer body and polymer guns. Even holding it like this, actually it's quite well balanced. Let me give you an example of that. It's quite a balanced gun, although heavy to hold in one hand. Trigger's quite big. It's a metal trigger guard with a metal trigger. It's quite a nice sort of feel. I love this, can you tell? I like this gun. So the hop on this gun. So to access the hop, what you need to do is you have your retaining pin. Just in here. And if you push it through, this pin then comes out. Take off this and your hop is just here. The hop unit, again, by rotating it right, increases the hop, and then bring it back, decreases the hop. I think once you've engaged your hop, you're not going to have to worry about it again. Once you've done so, let's put this back on. Putting down and towards you. And put your pin back in again. Job done. Let's put it through a chrono. Before we do that, just obviously we need to fill the gas up. Gas is imported from the bottom here. I'm going to be using green gas, no pull. Hold your gas level up So what they say is, instead of just filling it in one big go, instead of filling it in just one go, actually if you pump the gun or pump the magazine, it's actually better for it. The reason being is that if you do it in one go, the gas turns into liquid and you don't get the performance. Whereas if you pump it, then it stays in the solid state or the gas state that it is, and you get a better quality or better performance out of your magazine. I've heard that you should hold it down for 10 seconds and what have you. Okay, that's full. Let's get it in, let's chrono it, let's find out how we do. Okay, so I'm going to do some firing now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up the garden and shoot from there. Because the gun's only coming in at 300 FPS, I'm going to be fairly close. I'll show you the distance and show you what we've got. So, looking at a nice selection of cans, which I'll work my way across, and then I've got some gnarly fruit, which we'll take out on full auto. So I'm not going to do great distance. Let's see just from there. It's already about 10 foot. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to start on the furthest tin, working my way across. Okay, so that was a fairly mixed result. I think let's do the full auto on the gnarly. Having only 30 rounds, I don't think we're going to do that much damage, but let's see. Full auto. Lock back then. So that was strange. What it looked like to me there, that was a 0.25, is that they started hitting okay, and then it kind of overhopped and they seemed to be rising. I then compensated and came down a bit, and then they started dropping a bit lower, so I aimed again into the middle, and the last few were slightly better, I think. Have a look at those. Quite interesting. I'll obviously come back on the other camera, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. 2 more in there. So 2 hit onto the target. Another one there. So 3 on the target. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the side. Maybe 8 and 9. Quite a big target. I'm not sure what went on there. I think I need to look at maybe getting the end pass game in and having it a bit more consistent. It seems a bit inconsistent perhaps at the moment. In conclusion to outside, I mean, look, the gun is slow. It's not the fastest gun to fire. Accuracy, with it being so long, I would expect it to be a little bit more accurate than it was. That said, I'm not that disappointed. You can still hit a target and it's fine. What you don't get when you fire this gun is the smile on your face. It's so immersive. It does kick into you. You fire 30 rounds of this and you kind of feel not like a real gun. I understand it's an OE and an airsoft, but you feel that you shot it, and that puts a smile on my face. It's heavy, it's slow firing. We'll have to put the end pass in so we can get up to like 350, so it's a bit more close to the FPS where it should be. But by God, it's a fun gun to fire. If you don't have one, I would recommend getting one. Why wouldn't you? Look at this thing. It's heavy, it's cumbersome, it's long, it kicks like a mule. It's so much fun to shoot. This gun is amazing. I love it. Well done, you've made a great gun on this. I love it. I hope you guys will too. Thank you for watching. I've got another video coming up soon. It's a budget gun. It's an AK. AKs always go down well. Would I rather the AK or this? I'll keep this. Guys, we're coming up to 500 subs. It seems mad. Only a year ago did I do this plaque for myself where it's saying 100 subs. It's a new channel. And now I'm hitting up to 500 subs. Guys, thank you so much. It's people like you watching my videos that make my videos almost popular on YouTube. But I love the feedback, and it seems to be generally popular and positive. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I know there's a lot of channels out there you can watch. Thank you for watching mine. This has been the G3A3 Umarex gas blowback rifle, and it's amazing. Buy one!